Hello guys, in this video I thought I'd just give you a kind of update. Yeah, so these kind of pieces you can see here is just some kind of ceramic pieces. It's a wall sculpture that I'm currently working on. I'm trying to make like a large-ish kind of wall sculpture that all comes together to form like a whole piece that will just sit on the wall. So I've still got a bit more work to do with these ones. So I thought I'd just let you see this piece in the process as well. But anyway, apart from that, I'm going to be really lucky to be invited to attend the International Bone China Symposium at the Department of Ceramics and Porcelain at Kaunas facility of Vilnius Academy of Arts in Lithuania. So that's pretty excited about that. So we'll be myself and my wife, when she will both be going out there. So we're going to be leaving. Yeah, going to be leaving tomorrow. Flying out there, and we'll be staying there. The symposium runs from the 3rd of August to 21st of August of this year. So we'll be arriving beforehand to do a bit of kind of exploring and just I guess a bit of sightseeing and just going around. We've never been to Lithuania before, and I know it's a bit of an awkward time to go with with what's going on in the world, but we really thought about it and did our research, and it seems like the country itself is pretty safe in terms of the virus situation out there. So it's just being I think it's just being careful and just really just trying to keep ourselves safe and healthy by using, relevant kind of health and safety type materials, like masks and all that kind of jazz. So, so we thought about it and we thought, it seems to be safe out there, and also it's just one of those things really, because my wife applied for it and got accepted, and at first we thought, maybe they weren't going to put on the event, maybe they would postpone it till next year, but it seems like they want to put on the event this year. So the turnaround is pretty quickly, but it seems like a good opportunity to go really and try and explore something new and learn something different. So anyway, so just got my notes again. I thought I'd just talk a bit about what we'll be preparing and what is the plan, and kind of why do a symposium, and and talk briefly about what is a symposium. So I think, in terms of preparing, it's always, I think I've done a couple of symposiums now, and there's always quite a lot of planning involved before we go out. So we're always looking at, obviously, the event is going to run for I think it's around about 3 weeks. 3 weeks. We're going to be the symposium's running for 3 weeks, and so we're going to be packing. So we pack things like food, tools, and kind of masks, because of the health crisis, and but obviously we want to travel light. So that's another thing to consider. So yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, when we do these things, we're always trying to like plan ahead and trying to think, okay, what kind of things we need, and then like communicating with the organisers about what kind of materials and equipment they had. I remember the last symposium I went to, yeah, that's right, it was in Hungary, and yeah, I was lucky to be invited for that one as well, and yeah, I just had to think about, okay, you know, what kind of things do I need to bring? So I remember bringing kind of like lots of tools and equipment with me, but I remember the suitcase got quite heavy. So this time, it seems like like the organisation has most of the tools and equipment with them. So I'm going to carry light things, but if you are ever, you know, thinking about going to one of these kind of events, yeah, maybe that's something to consider, is like, oh, you know, bringing over some food, or you know, as you'll be staying for long periods of time. So I mean, you can obviously buy food from the local supermarket and all that jazz, but I think we usually like to bring some food, just to, at least we have some kind of preparation. And yeah, and then tools, you know, I think it's good to bring your own tools, but just depending on the situation, I usually, yeah, like for this symposium, I want to keep it simple, so I'm only bringing like some basic throwing tools and hand building tools, as they should have most of the, as it seems like they have most of the equipment and tools and materials there. So that, I guess that's one thing to always like consider when you're going away on these kind of to these kind of events, is like, yeah, what should I bring, and yeah, planning in advance for that. Yeah, so I mean, what is the plan? The symposium itself is just under 3 weeks, so we're going to try and use the time wisely and efficiently. So I'd like to experiment with bone china clay to investigate its possibilities, and the event itself is focused around using bone china porcelain. So whether that's, you know, a liquid or a solid, yeah, I'm just going to look into those possibilities and just keep an open mind. Yeah, so I'm thinking about, yeah, I guess using it in a sculptural approach. Yeah, I think I want to look into its material process or quality to determine the outcome. I could even reference the making process or outcome to the new environment. So I might look at the environment around me, whether that's the culture, and yeah, just use that as a reference to feed into the work. I could also consider hand building or throwing as a kind of process to work with, but I'm not too sure yet, really. Or it could be a standalone sculpture or wall sculpture. I might even look at crossing boundaries between sculpture and painting. But I think it's just, you know, I think it's just going out there with questions and possibilities, really. I mean, I've worked with bone china a couple of times when I was studying my BA, and yeah, I remember I created these hand-built forms, and I mean, it was a challenging material to work with, but I found the quality of the material really alluring, because, you know, it has like this fragile quality, and it was slightly transparent as well, so you could almost see through it. And I found that, yeah, it is a pretty interesting material. But I don't know what their, you know, material is going to be like. The quality might be completely different. But anyway, I'm just open to new possibilities and ways of working. I always say to myself, I don't really like limiting myself to one thing. I like to keep an open mind, and I think by doing these kind of symposiums, it just challenges you to learn something new, work in a new environment, and try something different. So it's challenging and it's rewarding at the same time, because I always find, even if something doesn't work as planned, but I always find I learn something from it. So I really always, like that opportunity. Yeah, so I thought I'd say, why do a symposium? So for any artists watching, maybe you're thinking about attending one, or maybe you've been invited, or maybe you're just curious. I think for me, it can be challenging because I'm in a new environment, a new culture, surrounded by new language, new materials and new people. But I find this opens up new possibilities to experiment and try new things. And I think perhaps it's good to step out of your comfort zone and not limit yourself. Again, just exploring possibilities. We're all human, and I think, why not? Why just explore new potential. And I learned so much about other artists and about myself and my potential. I learned about the country, the art that's created there. And also I realised it's a place to share ideas and ways of working, because you're surrounded by other people from different parts of the planet, so from different countries, and everyone has their own ideas and ways of working. So that's always pretty interesting as well, being in that environment, because you learn so much about how other people work. And that's always really fascinating. So that's just a brief summary of why I do a symposium, for me anyway. Maybe I can relate to other people as well. What is a symposium? That's another question, because I think there's I used to get confused, because I would I've also been lucky enough to do some residencies as well, and I always got confused between, what is a residency? What's the difference between a residency and a symposium? But anyway, I thought I'd do a bit of research and find out, okay, what is the definition of a symposium? What is a symposium? So I did a bit of, just Google research. And from doing a bit of research, I found out a symposium usually consists of a public meeting focused on a specific subject. And people will usually give presentations and demonstrations. There could also be activities. For example, if it's art related, which for this case it is, it could include visits to cultural places of interest. So it could be museums, factories, heritage sites, and usually, and could include discussions around these. It seems like it's also an opportunity for people to meet and share ideas and ways of working, and open up discussions around the subject. And also people from the general public can also be invited to attend to learn more about the subject and engage in conversations. So so I guess that definition is symposium. It's just a kind of meeting place, this kind of cultural event or event that happens where lots of people meet to discuss ideas or to show ways of working as a kind of collective, and that's what it seems to be, yeah. And I think that's kind of true from previous experiences of other symposiums I've been to, because yeah, it usually does involve some kind of demonstration, discussion, presentation, and it's usually open to the public. Whereas I think from residencies that I've attended, it's usually been about just working in solitude. So you just go to a studio and it's just about, you know, researching something and experimenting, and you're not really engaging with the public, and you're not really doing any public demonstrations or presentations. So it's more of a solitude thing as a way of experimenting, whereas the symposium is more open to the public, open to discussion, and more of a kind of demonstration type environment. So anyway, I thought it'd be interesting just to do a bit of research on that and maybe clear that up. Because it is funny, because sometimes they can kind of cross over or look like they kind of cross over. But but you know, by looking at the definition online, it seems like no, there is usually a boundary, in theory anyway. So no, I thought I'd just give you an update on the situation, and I think when I arrive, I'm planning to make some more videos and upload that and try and record the process to give you a better kind of understanding of the experience out there, and just to share that with you. But anyway, thank you for watching, and if you like the content, feel free to subscribe, and feel free to like the video, and I'll see you next time in Lithuania. So so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.